Iconic Dutch circuit Zandvoort is open to the elements, given it's built next to the beach, just 40 minutes from Amsterdam. But no amount of water could rain on Max Verstappen's parade in 2023, with the 25-year-old unstoppable, despite wild weather bookending the race to claim his third straight Dutch Grand Prix win. His Red Bull team made all the right calls through safety cars, virtual and real, and a late race red flag to bring the Dutchman home 3.74 seconds ahead of Aston Martin's Fernando Alonso. And Verstappen's Orange Army kept the faith through it all, despite the weather doing its best to dethrone their man. I think everyone was completely soaked after that downpour, and still they were listening, dancing to music, and having a great time, he said after the race. The fans were also witnessing history played out in front of them, with the Dutchman taking his 9th straight win, equaling Sebastian Vettel's 2013 record, 2 more than Alberto Ascari, Michael Schumacher, and Nico Rosberg, his 11th for 2023. As Red Bull claimed its 13th straight win, its 14th up to Abu Dhabi 2022, ensuring its perfect season remains just that. Aston Martin's Zandvoort upgrades may have been effective in qualifying, but Alonso went from 5th on the grid to 2nd for his first podium since Canada, his 7th for 2023, and nabbed a bonus point for the fastest lap through sheer will and smart calls from the pit wall. Though he just didn't have the pace to challenge Verstappen for the lead in the closing stages. I think that P2 and the fastest lap was the maximum we could have achieved today with the heavy rain and the red flag, he said. Pierre Gasly screamed on the radio after scoring his maiden Grand Prix podium for Alpine, with his 3rd place releasing all of the frustration of a difficult first year with the team. I'm pleased because we haven't been very fortunate since the start of the year, kind of involved in some unfortunate situations on many occasions, he said. Sergio Perez finished 4th, but played it cool after the race, despite the fact he was undercut by Verstappen and missed out on the podium with a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Carlos Sainz made the best of a weekend to forget for Ferrari, complete with botched calls, with 5th, ahead of Mercedes' Sir Lewis Hamilton, who went from 13th on the grid to 6th. The wild weather and badly timed stops didn't work out for Lando Norris, who went from the front row to finish up 7th, ahead of Williams' Alex Albon and McLaren teammate Oscar Piastri. If I start by looking at the final positions, we got some points, which is a good thing, but not as many as we should have, he said. Onto the drivers' standings, and Verstappen is 138 points ahead of Checo with 9 races left, and the title likely his in Qatar. Alonso is 33 behind Perez, with Hamilton on the Spaniard's tail. Onto the constructors, and Red Bull is 285 ahead of Mercedes, with that title going as early as the US Grand Prix. McLaren is 90 points behind Ferrari and 9 rounds to leapfrog. Williams has jumped ahead of Haas, with the British squad 4 points ahead. Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.